Let us now learn the third multiplication technique here, which is useful for multiplication with 5 and 25. So here we are going to understand how to multiply a given number with 5 and 25 in less than 1 second. Yes, what you have heard is exactly correct. You can multiply numbers with 5 or 25 in less than 1 second. Now to begin with, let me ask you a few simple questions where we are going to multiply the numbers with 5. You just try to understand whether you are able to get the answer or not. For example, 2 into 5. Yes, we know that that's 10. 4 into 5 is 20. 3 into 5, we all know that it's 15. Then 6 into 5 is 30. 12 into 5 is 60. 10 into 5 is 50. Or 1 into 5 is 5. 8 into 5, you immediately get the idea that it's 40. Then 7 into 5 is 35. 18 into 5 is 90. But tell me, what is 72 into 5? Yes, we get struck. Or for that matter, what is 48 into 5? Most of us are not able to get the answer. Similarly, if the question is what is 132 into 5, we have absolutely no idea. But let me tell you friends, multiplication with 5 of any number is as simple as multiplying it with 2 or 4 or any easy number. So let's understand how can we multiply a large number with 5 in less than 1 second. Let us assume that there is a number a which has to be multiplied with 5. A into 5. Now this 5 here can be taken as 10 by 2. 5 here is nothing but 10 by 2. 5 is equal to 10 by 2. So the point here is we are changing the way we look at the number. 5 is not 5 for us. It is equal to 10 by 2. So that's again like splitting the given number. We are breaking 5 as 10 divided by 2. And now this can be further taken as a by 2 into 10. A by 2 into 10. So if you observe, a into 5 is nothing but a by 2 into 10. Why? Because 10 by 2 is 5. So that becomes a into 5. So the point here is, whenever you have to multiply a number with 5, in order to make it simple, what you do is, you better take half of the number, that is a by 2, and then multiply it with 10. Let us take some examples to understand this. For example, 4 into 5. Now I understand that you all know 4 into 5 is 20, but let's look at it in this way. 4 into 5. The number a here is 4. Half of 4 is 2. 2 into 10 is 20. Similarly, 6 into 5, we know that half of 6 is 3. So 3 into 10 would be 30. So 6 into 5 is 30. Similarly, 8 into 5, half of 8 is 4, taken 10 times is 40. See, multiplication with 10 doesn't take any time. That's simply attaching a 0 at the end of the answer. But the only point is you should be able to take half of the number. And even that is not so difficult. Let us take a few more examples. 12 into 5, half of 12 is 6. So 6 into 10 would be 60. 14 into 5, 7 into 10, 70. 18 into 5, 9 into 10, that's 90. 16 into 5, 8 into 10, that's 80. So this is how multiplication with 5 will become a really simple job. 24 into 5 is 120. It doesn't take any time. 36 into 5, 180. Why? Because half of 36 is 18, into 10 is 180. But remember friends, don't try to write these steps on paper. There are only two simple steps, half and multiplication with 10. So simply visualize the number and try to get the answer. 48 into 5. Tell me what's the answer? Yes, 240 is the correct answer. Why? Because half of 48 is 24. Taken 10 times is 240. Similarly, 88 into 5. 440 is the answer. Half is 44 into 10, 440. I believe you are able to answer the questions now. 72 into 5. 360 is the correct answer. So do you now feel a change among yourself? Yes, definitely yes. Why? Because now the way you are looking at 5 has completely changed. 5 is not 5. 5 is 10 by 2. Let us take a few more examples to understand this. Can you tell me what is 64 into 5? Time is up. Yes, 320 is the correct answer. Half of 64 is 32. Taken 10 times is 320. Or let's say, what is 132 into 5? Half of 132 is 66. Into 10 would be 660. Or what is 54 into 5? 54 half is 27. Into 10 should be 270. So that's how multiplication with 5 is a very simple job, and it hardly takes 1 second. So try to practice on this and make yourself efficient enough. The point to be understood here is you should be able to apply it as and when you see a multiplication with 5. In the exam, you don't have time to sit and decide how to multiply with 5 or how to multiply with 4. You should be instantaneously able to do that. And that can happen only with rigorous practice. So make sure that whatever techniques that we are learning here, you practice well on them and you are capable enough of applying it as and when required. Let us now move on to see how to multiply a number with 25. Now once we have done it with 5, multiplying with 25 should be easy for you to understand. For example, let's say the number a has to be multiplied with 25. Now the best way to multiply with 25 is take 25 as 100 by 4. 25 is equal to 100 divided by 4. So this can be taken as a by 4 into 100. A by 4 into 100. So whenever you have to multiply a number with 25, you take 1/4 of the number, a quarter of that number, and multiply with 100. Remember, in both the cases, you find that number of steps are increasing. You have to take half, then multiply with 10. Here you have to take 1/4 and then multiply with 100. But even then, the answer here can be obtained faster. Why? Because each step here is very easy, very comfortable for us. So that's the point. Whatever is comfortable for us will give us the answer faster. So it's not about doing it in a fast way. It's about doing it in a comfortable way. So let us take some examples to understand multiplication with 25. Let's say 8 into 25. 8 1/4 is equal to 2. 8 by 4 is equal to 2. 2 into 100 is 200. 8 into 25 is equal to 100. Now that anyway is a very simple one. 8 into 25, we can directly say that it's 200. Let's go for some larger numbers. 24 into 25. What is 1/4 of 24? 6. 6 into 100 is 600. Or 32 into 25. 1/4 of 32 is 8. So 32 into 25 will be 8 into 100. 800. Likewise, 48 into 25 is 1200. Why? Because we very well understand that 1/4 of 48 is 12. So 12 into 100 should be 1200. Or 64 into 25. 1600 should be the answer. Why? Because 64 by 4 is 16. Into 100 is 1600. So if you really look at it, the second part doesn't take any time. It's just multiplication with 100 or nothing but putting 2 zeros at the end. The only point is you should be able to take 1/4 of the given number. Similarly, 72 into 25. I know that 72 by 4 is 18. So I can directly say that answer is 1800. Otherwise, I will have to go for the regular method. That is 72 into 25. 5 into 2, 10. 5 into 7, 35 and 1, 36. 2 into 2, 4. 2 into 7, 14. So 0. This is again 10, 8 and 1, 1800. So as you can see here, answer is correct, but the procedure becomes very lengthy once you compare with this method. So the only point here is that the way you look at the number has to be changed. 25 is not 25. It is 100 by 4. 5 is not 5. It is 10 by 2. So this way you try to understand what can give you the answer faster. How can you break the number so that you can get the answer as quickly as possible. And that can happen only with regular practice. The more you practice, the easier it becomes and more ideas we get of doing various kind of arithmetic operations. So far in this process of multiplication with 5 and 25, we have taken only those numbers which are exactly divisible by 2 or exactly divisible by 4. But what to do in those cases where the number is not perfectly divisible by 4 or not perfectly divisible by 2? Let us take a few examples to understand that. Let's say we have to multiply 65 with 5. 65 into 5. Now going by the same concept, half of 65 is 32.5. 32.5 into 10 will be 325. So if we try to observe, the concept remains same. Only point is it becomes a little complicated because of some decimal part in the answer. But if you practice, even that becomes very simple. Let's say we have to multiply 81 into 5. Half of 81 is 40.5. Into 10 should be 405. Similarly, if the question is what is 39 into 5, half of 39 is 19.5. 19.5 into 10 should be 195. So in the previous case, when the number was exactly divisible by 2, we simply have to attach a 0. But this time, because it is not exactly divisible and we are getting a decimal part, we need to multiply that with 10. So that is nothing but removing the decimal part. The other example here can be 33 into 5. That is 165. Why? Because half is 16.5. Multiplication with 10 would be 165. If 34 into 5 is required, directly the answer is 170. Why? Because Half is 17 into 10 is 170. So to multiply any number with 5, the concept remains same. Take half of the number and multiply it with 10. Let us now take a few examples to understand how to multiply numbers with 25 which are actually not divisible by 4. For example, 26 into 25. You know that it is 26 by 4 into 100. Why? Because 25 is 100 by 4. So 26 into 25 is 26 by 4 into 100. Now what is 26 by 4? 26 by 4 is like 13 by 2. 13 by 2 is 6.5. 6.5 into 100 should be 650. So the only point is if the number is not divisible by 4, we may get a decimal answer. Multiply that with the 100. For example, let's say we have to multiply 34 with 25. 34 into 25. Now 34 by 4 is 8.5. But because 32 by 4 is 8. 34 by 4 will be 8 and extra half. 8.5. 8.5 into 100 is 850. So we can directly say that 34 into 25 is 850. Or otherwise, let's say we have to multiply 77 with 25. Now that's a little difficult one. 77 into 25. The whole concept here is 77 by 4 into 100. Now what is 77 by 4? If you are smart, you can say that 77 by 4 is 19.25. But because 76 by 4 is 19, extra we have 1. 1 by 4 is 0.25. So 19 and 0.25 makes it 19.25. In 200 is 1925. So 77 into 25 is 1925 without writing anything on paper. So simply take 1/4 of the number, multiply with 100 whenever you have to multiply the given number with 25. And take half of the number and multiply with 10 whenever you have to multiply the given number with 5. So here comes the exercise for you, that is multiplication with 5 and 25. You have got 8 questions here, and for this I'll give you 10 seconds, which is more than enough, and your time starts now. Time up guys, let's see what are the answers for these questions. 76 into 5, half is 38, so the answer should be 380. 144 into 5, half is 72, so the answer should be 720. 57 into 5, half is 28.5, so the answer should be 285. And the last one here is 93 into 5, half of 93 is 46.5, so the answer should be 465. Let us now look at the multiplications with 25. We know that here we need to take 1/4 of the number multiplied with 100. So 12 1/4 is 3. 3 into 100 is 300. 44 by 4 is 11. 1100 is the answer. 89 by 4. 88 by 4 is 22. 89 by 4 will be 22.25. Into 100 will be 2225. And the last one is 58 into 25. 58 by 4 will be equal to 14.5. 14.5 into 100 will be 1450. So these are the answers for these 4 questions.